Speakers of Heidelin is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our Supreme and Master Speakers, Omega Cat Comet, Erizu Yamakawa, Alex Franco AV, Rainbow Brood, Aurora White, Psyche, Asuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Lily Black, Bob CZ, Mictor Rabentau, Anathos Mooniscar, Pamela Isley, Elenriel Maximus, Coderth Novelist, Mira, Celestau Notrell, Lazy Boy, Luke Osborne, Pandaloo Storm Arrow, Tex, Kylin, Arthur Law, Viridan Derard, Sypup, Spencer Christmas, Celine DeLune, Edwin, Wubsta Wolf, Severa, Circa Barrakiel, Kazran, Ventos Tia, Ryark Forbear, Leighton the House, Tony, Arcadia Lunashine, Framboise Zaccaro, Bergie Fudge, Sephiel Cafe, Gregorium Cardas, Eros, Uana Nitsa, and Mira Moontail. Get early access to audio and video versions of the show, including the post-show, by supporting us at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV. Thank you. Good evening, Ayorsians. Welcome to Speakers of Heidelin, episode 450. I'm the Gil Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Georgi Wiston, Mela Vanadar, and Rolodes.
Hello.
Ciao,
welcome.
tutti.
Welcome to
Ciao Bella.
episode 450. It is April the 26th, 2025, and patch 7.21 is out, and we're going to talk about it today. Yeah, it is episode 450.
Such a nice even number.
Yeah. Nothing to celebrate, but an interesting number.
Yeah, it is an interesting number. We are
It's pleasurable.
Yes, we're halfway to 900.
That's true.
So that's something, I guess.
Here's to another 900.
Another 900?
I don't think so.
Lordy.
I don't know about that one. But yeah, yes, we're not going to celebrate this number because it doesn't really mean anything. It's just a round number.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Wait 50 more episodes.
We're halfway
Yeah,
to
you know,
500. No.
We're not. We're more. We're
No,
not
no.
more.
We're 50 away from 500. We're a year away from 500. So in about
I
a
think
year,
we've got one more
give or
year
take a
in
few
us,
weeks.
maybe.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, today, God, I'm completely off. We're going to talk about 7.21. We're going to give our review of Cosmic Exploration as we have experienced it so far. Obviously, this content isn't done yet, but we'll give our thoughts and our views on this new content, in addition to the other stuff that was added in patch 7.21. Also, we'll be reading MogMail, speakersofv.com/MogMail, and in the post-show, we'll be answering questions from the Syndicate, and I assume we are going to continue near far wherever you are.
Yeah, because I accidentally did it yesterday, didn't I?
The truly magical
It's the penultimate chapter.
Titanic fan fiction.
I must say the plot has thinned.
Oh.
Quite
plot has
dramatically
thinned.
Well, I mean, obviously it started with a bit of a bang with the sinking, but it's really become very mundane.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't even remember what happened.
Going through the motions.
Yeah.
He's really phoning it in.
Yeah.
Also, could you imagine if, like, one day we meet Yoshi P or whatever, or any development team, and for some kind of talk, and they don't know that we're well known in the community for reading Titanic fanfic, of course. You say speakers, you're like, yeah, Titanic fanfic. Yeah,
That's our main
them.
USP.
Yeah. Okay, let's get started then. It's time for we call it recent events, and it's coming
Take it
up.
away, Lucolini.
Amua. Sorry, sometimes bits that we do before stream just leak into the main show, and I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're being so impenetrable right now.
absolutely.
That's
insane.
rare for me.
Why do you have to say it like that, Georg?
Out of all the words.
Once again, I said that, but I didn't want you to follow it up with what you were thinking, because this is the podcast.
Anyways, merch. We're gonna shill.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
Daddy shill.
Are we getting the check, or are we gonna rip it up this week?
I think we're gonna.
I have to say, this week or this drop of merch, they've done a really clever thing, because they managed to stretch one set of designs as far as possibly you can.
As you can tell, Rollo, the
I
tech
think
did
they
not
can
come
do
in
more
this week.
Okay. We got hungry this week.
This merch is like a speaker's bit. It can
yeah.
very stretched out.
We give it to you real though, you know. We talk about them. We do say when it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
The
a lot of
actual
times it's not,
drawings
though.
are good.
Let's just
Like,
say
the
something
art is-
first. Yeah, the art is good. You see it on screen
Really
right
cute.
now. Some of the art.
Kind of ever so slightly chibified, but not like crazy.
Yeah.
They're just cute little designs. You showed.
I just want you to all remember that we have a microplastics crisis on our planet. I'm just mentioning it just as a reminder. Nothing to do with what we're talking about. Just something to keep in the back of your head at
How
all
dare
times.
you deny their culture? The Japanese love disposable plastic.
You know what?
All right.
Actually,
They do.
though, I saw someone go to like a vending machine and bought like a pack of cigarettes, and every single cigarette was in a plastic like.
Fresh.
Yeah, they were all individually wrapped in plastic, Rollo.
Are you saying single cigarettes?
Yes. No.
is
No.
insane.
There was
There was
a
a
pack of
Oh,
20.
okay.
And
Okay.
inside, first of all, covered in plastic, you unwrap the plastic, open it, and then every single cigarette is individually wrapped in plastic again. That's insanity.
That's
That
so
is-
much.
No, that is freshness guaranteed.
I don't want anyone else's lips touching my darts. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Okay, anyway, from On the Lodestone, the post reads, we are now accepting pre-orders for new Final Fantasy XIV merchandise. Our latest additions are acrylic blocks, pin badges, and multi-purpose cases featuring brand new artwork of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
I think it's just the way they present themselves as you've been clamoring, so we are now accepting pre-orders for our acrylic block.
And
We're the masters of acrylic block.
we are the original acrylic blockers, okay? We had...
There wasn't a microplastic issue.
No,
until
it didn't
we
exist
invented the
back
acrylic
then.
block
Okay?
and unleashed it to the world.
we made 3 of
All
them.
2 of
Yeah, it was 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
The acrylic blocks are they are in the design. I don't have pictures of them, so I'm gonna
They are the same, but you get full body.
Well, they call them blocks. They look thin.
They
Yeah,
do
I
look
thought
thin.
they were just the,
almost
like-
look like.
I thought they were just these for those
Yeah.
that are asking who buys them. Like this is just like a thin layer of plastic, and that's what these look like.
Yeah.
They couldn't even be bothered to put a reverse of the design on, just so you can display it either way.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you're talking about this
Oh,
one.
That's
I
not
didn't know
nice, is
that. Oh.
That's not nice.
Well, because it would be weird, wouldn't it? Because he would be like mirrored.
I
'Cause you
suppose
can't-
it would be mirrored.
It would be mirrored, which is like it would fuck up how if they're right or left-handed, Mailer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone's
actually, you know what?
ambidextrous.
I got to give you guys a yearly update on this. A yearly reminder, in fact, and this is the time to say it. Square Enix has still not sent me my shit. Okay,
Whoa.
from
Good stuff.
Shadowbringers. The-
What were you?
What was it again?
Shadowbringers launch. I pre-ordered the Shadowbringers on the Square Enix site so I could get the bottle, right? The Shadowbringers bottle. I got a acrylic stand. I forgot which character already. And then I got the Graha Tia figure, I think.
Right.
It might have been X. I forgot what it was. But I have not gotten it. Still,
But
What's the
You
estimate?
followed up with this.
I did. I got nothing.
okay.
Oh my god.
I
Ghosted
followed up
you.
with the delivery company too. Nothing. Square Enix, you owe me shit. The exclusive Shadowbringers bottle. Where is it?
Oh yeah,
Was
the
it shipped?
bottle. Yeah. Oh god, that's
It
so
wasn't
long
even
ago.
a good bottle.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That was like $60 worth of shit.
Yeah.
Chad is looking at the information about the blocks. They are 1 centimeter deep, so they will
Oh,
probably
that's
stand
big.
by themselves.
Okay, they're 1
centimeter
centimeter
deep.
Okay, I will say ours was like 5 maybe or 6 centimeters thick.
Yeah.
So we won. We won. Also,
Just be aware you have to buy them as a display, I believe.
okay, yeah.
It's
What
a
do you
blind
mean?
pick as well. You have to buy
Oh, yes,
9
yes, the-
boxes in
the
one
acrylic-
window.
The acrylic blocks and the badges are blind boxes, so there's no guarantee.
Yeah, blind boxes.
Oh God, help! Oh God, help!
No, I agree with that decision.
Microplastics.
Nothing gives me more joy than getting 9 Tatarus for £55.
Ay ay ay, ay ay ay.
No, mailer is supposed to buy with your friends, and then you split it.
I
then
mean,
you trade
I know you
the ones you
called.
don't want.
I know you said we had a microplastics issue around the world. Looking at these acrylic blocks, I'd go so far as to say they're macroplastics.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I reckon the ink inside is incredibly poisonous, very toxic.
Yeah. I just, okay, this is a horrible trend that I don't enjoy. I don't like this. I used to be able to I like going to an online store and know what I'm buying. You know, like, I want this item, please. And like, no, it's a 1 in 12 chance, my friend.
Pay for the dopamine rush of opening the box. That's what you're paying for.
I will say this has existed in Japan for more than 2 decades at this point.
Yeah, I'm curious because this is very strict for like.
You can't buy an individual blind box is the issue, I guess. You have to buy a display set.
But
a lot of people would like to buy individuals probably as well.
The issue is that that's how they choose to sell it on the Square Enix store. If you were to go into like any store in Japan, I imagine you could buy solo boxes.
For sure. It'd be nice to have that option on their store.
I imagine the shipping is not worth it for them when it's like just one box.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not. This product is not for me anyway, so this is not going to be a problem for me. But like for people that really just want like the Thancred or the Graha, you're going to have to shell out to just.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the thing is, you don't even know what you're getting until the item has arrived. So you have to order them one by one. So this is going to be the longest fucking. You either have to shell out a lot of money or just pray that the one purchase will get you what you want.
I understand. I understand why you'd want this.
Go on, Georgi.
You go, Rollo.
No, Georgi first, then Rollo, just so you can finish your thought.
I understand why you'd want this. I mean, have you looked at the size of Oriange's bicep on the acrylic stand?
I mean, he's worth...
Oh, yeah.
He's probably... Him and Thancred and Y'shtola and Astinian are probably worth it for their chunkiness.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're really getting shafted on Kryl and Tataru. They're like half the amount of plastic.
You want your money's worth of plastic,
I need my plastic's worth,
Yeah.
How am I going to destroy this planet?
Oh, I was going to say, for people who want a specific figure, the classic way, in the figure collection community, I used to be a mod for that, by the way, don't worry. You go to Mandarake, that's the second-hand buying site. That's where you buy the thing you want from a blind box.
Or you go there in person, because that's what I did.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Lucky you.
I'm just curious how this will, like, I'm sure, I mean, it is for sale. This is how they do it in Europe as well, but we have very strict, like, gambling laws and stuff here. Like, I don't know how this is under the radar currently.
I mean, are they that strict? Because, like, you still have trading cards.
That's true.
It's more so for monetary items.
Yeah, I was going to say these would probably fall under the same category.
Probably how they're allowed to do that, I guess. Yeah. Okay. You also get that was the acrylic blocks, and then you have the pin badges, which are round badges with cute little chibi designs of the characters. They
also
look,
in a blind box.
They look pretty cute.
Yeah, this is also blind boxes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're only £40.
But I don't
9.
I don't understand if they. No, I don't know. Who cares?
Nikhil, you don't. These are made out of the highest. These are made out of PET paper and tin.
Okay, micro tin.
What do you not understand, Nikhil?
I wish they sold like all of them in one pack, so you can. I understand
100%.
that they're sometimes they'll do this because they'll end up with a lot of the ones that people don't want to buy, the least popular or whatever. That's why they're sort of doing this. That's why they can just get rid of all of it. It's nice. Also, they earn money because you have to buy more. But like, why can't I just buy all of them in one pack? Why does it have to be random?
Because
you pay a little bit of a premium to get all of them, however much it is, and then stores and vendors buy the blind box.
Yeah.
So that when you're at like an anime convention or at, I don't know, Zoomies or Hot Topic, you're like, oh, the Final Fantasy box. Let me buy one, see what I get.
Yeah.
That's that's how it should be.
Yeah, I agree.
I want a Y'shtola with a little mushroom head.
And then you have Final Fantasy XIV character clear multi-purpose cases.
Yeah.
Well, these ones you can get what you want.
Yes, this one you can buy whichever you want.
They're slightly rectangular, They're
Yeah.
see-through plastic, and they have those little pop, like on like buttons, like the little pop button things from
Yeah.
the 90s.
Yeah.
And what do you use it for? I know it says multi-purpose. What the fuck would you
Multi-purpose.
use this? What would you put in here?
I don't know. Credit
I
card?
genuinely
I wouldn't
don't
put my
know-
credit card. I wouldn't trust my credit card to hold this.
Card in this.
These kinds of things are very common in Japan. I don't really know what they put in them. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it just goes with like the stationary obsession. I think it just kind of fits well with that.
The stationery is useful and also high quality in Japan. They're the world leaders in stationery for whatever reason.
Which
Yeah,
is
but this
an
is
interesting.
a perfect accessory for it.
Yeah.
This is so
Awesome.
weird. It's such a weird design. Because you can clearly unfold the whole thing into a giant square by opening both poppers. This is
a
£10
strange-
each.
They're £10. That's not too bad. I mean, sure, whatever. I don't know what to put in them. I'll put a little coin in there.
Pennies,
I don't know. Yeah.
hot pennies to throw at
Yeah.
poor people.
Oh, that now
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, yeah, it's a good way to keep your coins in countries that still have them.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say often I use coins, but yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, JP loves coins and money.
physical currency is still very common in Japan.
Yeah. I
It's
just
a
saying.
country after
this,
my heart.
I mean-
this is posted on a Western website promoted for a Western audience. We just have to keep that
That's
in
true
mind.
because they do
I
get
mean-
their own exclusive merch, which
I mean,
Yeah.
do you just want them not to sell it to us?
No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, what do
Oh.
we use it for? I'm trying to find a use
yeah.
for it, Georgi.
You
Bank
can't find it where it's
statements.
not for you, Lakil. There
you
you
have
go.
my bank statements in there.
Well, someone must enlighten me what they would put in it. I guess
Your
cash.
shoulder is the bank statements, and then Graha is coins.
Mm-hmm.
I put my birth certificate in your stola.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they.
always on
I don't
hand.
think they expect you
My
to buy all
national
of
insurance
the.
card is in Thancred.
Yeah, dice bag. That's a good one. Also,
Yeah.
your
That's
figures
true.
for
That's
Dice
true.
bag.
your
That's
board
something you can
games.
put in it. Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
Anyway, £10 a pop if you need that to put your dice in.
Speakers
They're-
recommend yes, no for this one. Should
No.
you buy?
I mean, I wouldn't. But
would,
if
yes.
you really
sure.
want
If
them,
you've got
You do you,
got
boo.
the
No.
money,
If
I
you
would
buy it, you are a
recommend-
fool. Speaker stance.
No.
Yeah,
I didn't
would
say
recommend
that.
Instead, getting the Final Fantasy 13 Lightning by Good Smile Company statue instead, rather than these.
shut up, armpit enjoyer.
Yeah. Next, Dawntrail. EP5. EP. I'm EP.
Expansion Pack 5.
Expansion Pack 5.
Epis.
I feel like we've mentioned EP5 before about a trillion times. Maybe that was EP4 we were talking
Could have
about
been
then.
It
EP4.
would have been. It would have been EP4. The base expansion came with EPs 1 through 3. 7.1 was EP4, and this is EP5.
It's hard to keep on top
Yeah.
of the EPs.
Yes, they are many.
But here's another one.
Yes, relive the Arcadion's Cruiserweight tier, the Underkeep, and Recollection with this brand new downloadable mini album featuring iconic songs from patch 7.2. Tracks are Ride the Rhythm, Back to the Drawing Board, Not Afraid, Unleashed, Find the Princess, Dawntrail, Roses of May, Dawntrail.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's just all of the cruiserweight
Reckon-
tier songs, normal mode, the dungeon, and the trial.
Yeah.
Where might I purchase this from?
Well, I'm glad you asked, mate. You can get this EP at iTunes Store, Amazon Music, Mora again, something, Animello Mix, and something else. Go enjoy it. Get it at your whichever retailer you prefer.
Incredible.
Incredible.
I do think the music on this soundtrack, this EP, is pretty good.
It's a good
if you want to,
selection.
Yeah.
if you want to get it before the official soundtrack comes out at the end of the expansion.
It's one of the better EPs, perhaps.
Yeah.
But stay firm. You don't need to be drip-fed music. There will be the full OST, which has the really nice covers they do on them.
Yeah.
So look out for that.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I'm sure we will keep you posted on whenever the next EP is out. I dare I guess the name will be EP6. Stay tuned.
We'll see.
All right, let's move on. It's time for MogMail. Remember, you can send in MogMail, speakersofevil.com/MogMail. Let's open the bag. This
That's not correct.
is from
Too
Kamadani.
long.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
We're on number 4 on the show notes.
Okay then.
They just haven't been updated. All right.
Oh, well,
they have been updated.
I blame you.
Okay. This is from Kamadani from Durandal. Hey speakers, I am writing this MogMail as the servers are down for patch 7.2, so I have time to finally vent about something that's been stuck in my craw for ages. Balancing and assigning DPS jobs to fit into melee, physical ranged, and magical ranged sucks. Sucks hard. These 3 classifications were originally conceived when there were less jobs, and the jobs at the time played quite differently than they do now. In my opinion, each DPS should be designed on its own merits and not balanced to fit alongside other jobs it has been arbitrarily grouped with. I acknowledge that maybe I have a jaded perspective as a former machinist main, and we've been left on the trash heap for ages, but I think machinist perfectly exposes how poorly conceived the role system is. Machinist, as a ranged physical job that is allegedly selfish DPS, has to be constrained by virtue of it being grouped with Dancer and Bard. All 3 of these jobs pew from range, but what else do they have in common in regards to job design to justify being the same role? Dancer was designed to be a support job from the beginning, and Bard songs very nicely fit into that role. Both jobs' damage is balanced around the support they bring. But what about Machinist? Is it selfish DPS or is it support? For a support job, it doesn't have any unique player or group buffs worth mentioning. Yet, since it's designated as ranged physical, its DPS has to be held within a certain percentage of Bard and Dancer. Sure, it is the highest of the 3, but as a selfish DPS, is it any different than a Black Mage or Picto in the game right now? As a community, we have the impression that ranged physical has to have lower DPS than melee because of uptime, and has to have lower DPS than casters because of instant casts. Ranged physical has to pay the constant uptime/no cast times tax. Casters naturally do more damage because they have to plan where to stand and cast from safe zones. Melee has to do positionals in melee. But do they really have to do that now in Dawntrail? Dawntrail encounter designs lean much more heavily into being mobile. Casters have gotten more short cast times and tools to make them mobile. The job guide even says they are making it easier for casters to move, as future battle design may cause difficulty with casting spells. Isn't that supposed to be the challenge of playing a job in the magical ranged role? Melee has slowly been losing positionals. Those roles even got buffed in 7.2 because of concerns of them losing uptime in future battle design. Isn't maintaining uptime while hitting positionals the challenge of playing melee? So I ask, what benefit does ranged physical even have regarding uptime/cast time now in 2025? I have been playing Picto and the other casters since the beginning of Dawntrail, and the mobility they have with minimal/short cast times is on par with Machinist, yet they do far more damage. Why? Because the dev team decided 3 or 4 expansions ago, when casters actually had to cast spells, its role should do more damage. Yoshi P said their battle design was constrained by unwritten rules they had been following. I would argue the situation with DPS roles is exactly the same thing.
Wait until 8.0. That's when the job's flavor will be updated.
Please look forward to 8.0. Yeah.
Good.
I mean,
Classic speaker's line. Wait till 8.0.
This is they're good points.
It's true.
I mean, they were listening to you with Pictomancer. It did get nerfed this patch.
Yes.
Balance has always been a bit of an issue in this game. Everyone kind of has to be the same, and they have to think about when you cast things. And like Black Mage, for example, does really high numbers, but it evens out in terms of DPS because the cast times were long.
Mm-hmm.
So hitting 100k on a crit feels amazing, but
yeah,
it evens out to being the same as what a Bard would.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily like that. I feel like there should be some classes in the game which reward you for doing them perfectly.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the game doesn't really reward you, or there's not a big enough reward for playing things perfectly versus adequately.
Yeah. Are we like missing? Because I feel like they're somewhat alluding to maybe we're missing, because the role system is very like it is constrained a little with the bard and dancer being with machinists, because they are we missing a support role? Like, should there be like, is that maybe 8.0?
They don't want support in this game anymore, though. They've moved away from support.
No, but in 8.0 when they fix everything, maybe
if they do.
We're really overblowing like what they're gonna do in 8.0 in terms of economic balance.
If they genuinely can figure out a way of making supports work in this game, I'd be so for that. But then think about all the old content that would suddenly have changed now that we have.
Well, we have done like a relatively drastic change. Well, it wasn't like a change of roles, but like remember Labyrinth had we changed like the amount of tanks in a role in a dungeon.
True.
So changing.
Yeah, and that was a function of it being so nerfed.
Yeah. They would have to like, if they ever were to add like an additional role, support. What color would that be? Yellow? Would that like what?
Yellow would be nice.
Would need a new color.
Isn't that what the crafter color is?
Oh yeah, you're right. It would have to be something else, like purple.
Oh, yeah.
No, purple is.
Oh, yellow is gatherer. Sorry.
Oh, yellow's gatherer. Yeah.
I think one of my issues really is that they balance in such a strange way, or the amount of jobs between the 3 DPS classes, or groups, or it's like you have the melees, okay, you have range physical, and you have magic. But magic and range physical are just so much smaller compared to physical or melee DPS or whatever. So I was thinking, like, if they could like redo the grouping, I think doing it by armor type probably wouldn't be too bad. You still have the problem,
like light, heavy.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, as in like striking, maiming, scouting, like those jobs will kind of be balanced against those kind of other jobs in that same armor group, a bit more, which they sort of do now, but I think you could probably do it more and make it more official, like put it on the job menu when you're switching class. Like this is aiming classes, scouting classes, maiming classes.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Because they kind of it's obviously it's less so these days, but healers had the very disparate shields versus regen kind of groupings. They were obviously balanced together. And tanks had the like the
DPS and then
like the more defensive ones, the more DPS ones that healed themselves versus ones that like just did like defense itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, DPS groupings they're also weird. They're arbitrary. I think you're right, Rod. I think grouping them by armor type or something more intelligent would suit. Yeah. Because they're so different.
They are.
They're really, really very different.
And plus, it breaks them up a lot more. It would actually make casting the biggest armor group or class group in general. But like you get 3 for strike? No, 2 for striking. It's
there's 2 for each of the melee.
Yeah. And then with casting having like I think 4. Is that 4? Not kind of much, but
technically, yeah.
Yeah. You have to also remember that the role system was designed for the game when it was much smaller. And what we're seeing is that we've reached a point where like those boxes don't fit anymore. Like it doesn't work. Like you brought up healers. That shield healer versus regen healer started to become kind of strange when we got even when we got the first new healer, Astrologian, because it had both at the start.
It had to switch between both.
Sects, and that was a clear idea from them. They were like, okay, but we can't make another type of healer, so it can be both. And then we got Sage, and now we have
Astrologian is a regen healer now.
Astrologian is now a regen healer, and
it still does have shields though.
It does still have.
Yeah, but every job has shields. As every job has regen, but it's less shields. They have less of them.
So I'm just saying those groupings, they're being washed out and don't really mean anything anymore. because again, we're reaching a
The
point
game's
where
changed so much in the last decade.
because it seems like it's easier for
It
them
is.
to just make us more of the like DPS is that, healer
Yeah.
is that, tank is that.
I do think there is still some greater differentiation between healers than there are between some of the DPS
That's
roles
true.
because
Yeah.
there are I think it's correct me if I'm wrong, Savage Raiders, but I believe it's M6. It could be M7. That one of them, it's very difficult to do with two shield healers because of the amount of outgoing damage. So you do want the balance there. So there is still cause for the split in terms of healers.
Of course.
That's
I don't
good
think
to
you'd
know.
even.
But
Get a
that-
static. You probably wouldn't let two shield healers.
No.
really.
No, of course
No,
not.
you wouldn't. You wouldn't. But like if you had progging in the party finder, this is something
Yeah.
you'd need to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I've
wonder
always wanted them to lean more into individualistic classes with
more.
that stand out on their own and they play fairly differently and have unique mechanics, but that's too
I
difficult.
don't
for
think
them
that's
to
going to
balance.
happen. No, I think
Listen, 8.0, it's anything in our head, so it's going to
That's
be.
true.
I think
It will be good in our
I
head.
have
It's great.
hopes that there is something behind it and not just like Yoshi P doing a Yoshi P again. I'm assuming they're actually planning to do something big, but
I'm hoping.
yeah,
Finally use cover again.
Help out Red Mage a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
I think Red Mage suffers a
Red
bit in
Mage
its
is drowning.
class
Yeah,
because of
Red Mage is a
groupings.
melee class now.
yeah,
It's just an ender. It just closes constantly.
As long as you have that raise, you are burdened.
It's true. It's so true.
God,
It's just so beneficial to prog in a way that other jobs can't are not.
Red Mage is such a good class.
It is.
It's so
but then
vital now.
that's what makes it useless once you're done progging.
It is. It is.
yeah,
But maybe
You'd
that's
replace it with a
okay.
summoner.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just like what.
Red Mage just starts with a finisher. That's
It
all
does,
it can
yeah,
do.
it's
It's just finisher.
It's just press one and then follow the glowing.
Make it nothing but
Done.
finishers.
Yeah, it's the only way.
Every button's a finisher. You'll be finishing all the time.
Ranged physical though, like just to go back to like the core point of this MogMail, it is weird because that is so clearly meant to be a support job, like group, except for machinist for some reason. Dancer is a support. Bard was always a
Because it was so
support.
Bard's
bad.
always been support. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mission was so
Bard's
bad they
core
made it
was
not a
Well,
support.
It's because in like Heavenswood they were trying to take them in a different direction, but people hated it.
Yeah,
Because they did it all wrong.
they did it all wrong.
They decided.
I mean, remember that
there
when
was no-
Machinist was added to the group, well, at that point we only had Bard, but they turned them into casters.
Yeah.
Which partially makes sense for Bard because drawing a bow, but for a machinist made no sense. What are you doing?
Cast your gun,
Squeezing?
bro.
He's pouring the gunpowder in,
It's magic.
People don't remember, but back in the day, putting that stupid the cast thing on your gun.
Yeah.
Looks
Gauss
so
barrel?
stupid.
Yeah.
The Gauss barrel.
The
Gauss barrel.
It
It looks
ruins
amazing.
your glam. Every
It
single
ruined your
time.
glam. It was required for everything, but it was still a button.
And it was so funny.
Still a button.
Remember
choice.
the PvP gun you got, which was a tiny little
Yeah,
gun, and if you used the Gauss barrel, which
Yeah.
was
the Garrow one?
yeah, it was crazy.
The
Nothing
Gauss
will be
barrel,
the
it catches your bullet.
27-button machinist opener from Heavenswood.
Yeah, that was
This single
insane.
most complicated, the sweat, you were sweating trying to do this open. You probably stood in 8 AoEs because you were
Yeah.
focused entirely on your hotbars. And you had to like quadruple weave that. You were just,
Yeah.
oh my god,
It
it
was
was
insane.
insane.
Machinist was insane.
I think sometimes you had to take the Gauss barrel off because of the like instant cast to do a little bit
Yes.
there, but then chuck the Gauss barrel back
Yep.
up. This,
Yep.
Oh my lord.
And hey, don't forget, flamethrower built up your heat gauge, so you want that
yeah.
one tick
Yeah.
of flamethrower to build
Yeah.
up your heat gauge. That was the
Everything about
metal,
his
bro.
job is insane.
Yeah.
And you still have flamethrower. I don't know where to do it still. I'm trying. I've never looked it up because I don't want to know. Don't tell me when to use flamethrower. I don't
use
even
it
want to know anymore.
in if I'm unsinking something, I'll do the whole pull and then I'll flamethrow them all down for just the satisfaction.
Yeah. Well,
Love it. I love Machinist.
Kamadani, Machinist is in a weird spot, as it has essentially always been.
I think that's probably true for a few of the classes. I mean, I'm not big into a lot of the melee DPS, but I feel like some of them are probably a little off, maybe.
Now, there's some winners and losers in some of these recent balance passings for like the past expansions. I think Bard and not Bard, sorry, Machinist, Ninja a little bit. Some might say Monk. Some might say Monk.
Okay.
And yeah, Machinists are just there, and Red Mage too.
It's nice to always be winning. In the Black Mage sphere.
No.
That's how I feel as a scholar.
I think. Listen, only winning.
Paladin never really seems to be losing that much.
Paladin,
amazing,
no, but that's because Paladin is literally nothing, but like it gets.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the white mage.
I like
tanks.
Paladin. It's really it's a good time.
Yeah,
you can't go
You're
wrong.
only winning as a scholar, Gyuri, because Yoshi P has not noticed.
Yeah.
One day he's gonna be like, "Huh, all right, scholar, we got to fix this right now," and they're gonna make it so good, Gyuri. They're gonna fix it so good.
They're gonna fix it so good.
You'll love it.
They're just gonna cap it at 70 and get rid of it.
The reason they don't want to fix it, Rollo, is because it's already so broken, and that's what makes it so great.
But one day, I'm telling you, the corner of his eye, he's gonna notice that piece of paper that says "Scholar's still broken." He'll be like, "Oh, huh."
Yeah,
we'll fix this in 8.0.
Yeah,
Scholar's the only class in the game where you need like 7 hotbars.
Yeah,
it does have the most. It does have the most buttons of any job in this.
It feels like playing it like EverQuest 2.
They'll remove the fairy in 8.0. No more. Gone.
That's literally the point of it.
That's the character of it. Yeah, I think that would be the worst thing they could do.
Elemental magic was the core of my.
I agree with that. Yeah,
and that disappeared.
You're a light
as well.
mage now.
Yeah. They've done some weird things.
Blame Shadowbringers. You were just filled to the brim with light.
Yeah.
I've literally never stopped casting fire.
No.
Yeah.
All of the upgrades are more types of fire and ice and a bit of lightning. So to be fair, Black Mage has really kept.
You've stayed true to your roots. Of Black Mage.
That's nice,
Yeah,
but
it's nice,
mind
isn't it?
A little bit of I don't know.
You know what, Lakil, you just have to switch. You have to switch to the winning team. Sometimes you have to recognize your team's losing, and you got to switch.
I'm too loyal for that. I don't think I can do that.
That's where you're foolish. You have to switch.
No.
Don't you want to win for once, Lakil? Huh?
Why not be Sage? It's the best healer.
Everyone says that, but I don't want to switch. It's
Sage is so good.
I don't want to.
Sage is really cool.
Nah.
It has some nice.
It's cool.
It looks cool. The aesthetics are nice. In like level 50 under content, you literally can't lose. The shields are stronger than anything in the game, so you just do an AoE shield and you just AFK.
Yeah, but I have a feeling. Well, actually, I know that in 8.0, they're going to make it worse. They're going to make it the worst healer. That's a black and white moment for me.
Okay.
And what's the best healer going to be? White Mage.
White Mage will rise above all.
Oh yeah, they'll add like 12 healers.
This is the most delusional way.
I could see Lucio playing Sage and just like screaming. He's like, "Where's my adders gone? I can't heal. No more stuff. What do I do?" Like, there's no panic buttons, or there's not that many panic buttons on Sage.
No,
I can't DPS. I need to heal.
Yeah.
Well, DPSing is how you heal.
Exactly.
That's true.
He could never get used to
I could never.
That's the best thing about Sage.
No, I mean, White Mage has a lot of damage output.
White Mage is, to be fair, White Mage is very good as a non-confident healer as well, because it's just raw output, which is nice.
White Mage has one of the best skills in the game.
True.
Holy?
Dia?
A size.
A size is good.
A size, come on. It does damage, it heals everyone around you, and it gives you MP. It is,
and it looks kind of cool.
And it looks cool.
It's a really catch-all skill.
Yeah.
It's weird that they put it all on one skill. They could have shifted some of these features to other skills so you feel like you have a more rounded rotation, but no.
Yeah.
They knew
one
their
button.
player base. They knew White Mage players. They're one-fingered kind of people. They can't be clicking too many buttons.
One-fingered kind of people. Okay.
Little hook finger. You press one button.
They have a keyboard with one button on it, which is a size, and they have one finger to press that button.
Oh, okay. This is a tangent. But Mela, do you remember in World of Warcraft when Wrath of the Lich King came out? There was that fucking macro image of like what was it called, Dark Knights or whatever they're called, with like a toddler, like in a little baby carriage thing, and like all the big buttons are all the fucking like Death Knights.
Yeah.
I want that for 14. I think when you start making more images like that.
Yeah.
Get on that community.
Make the fucking
Death Knight was
classes for
OP.
babies
Okay.
like image.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that'll be White Mage.
We have
Baby with one finger.
Okay, shut up. Paladin is not that much better. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You know.
I only am Paladin
Then
for
you do
the
Requiescat.
queues and for the raid team because we needed a tank and
You play
most
more
of them weren't going to be able to do it.
Paladin than you play Black
I do
Mage.
nowadays. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I need to get back into the dark arts.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for sending in MogMail. Speakersofview.com/MogMail for more MogMail. But I think it's time for us to move on. We have some stuff to talk about in regards to patch 7.21 and Cosmic Exploration. We'll look at the the patch notes first.
Sure.
So let's do that. Right, that screen was not ready.
I thought so. That's exactly what I was thinking. You didn't think about this part of the show, did you?
Nee.
I wish it looked that nice on the moon in the picture.
Maybe it will one day.
One day.
Yeah.
I pray.
It's so noisy on the moon now. I hate it. Tink, tink, tink,
Ting, ting, ting.
Yeah.
It is very noisy. And the screaming when there's a fight happening.
Yeah.
The screaming of the hundreds of people.
Oh God.
We'll talk about all this. I'm hiding out of the right side of the screen just in case.
Oh,
Oh,
curry lovers or whatever they were called.
Okay, new side story quests have been added. We'll talk about
Can
this.
you believe it?
Yeah, I can.
it's him. It's the
naming
guy.
way.
It's
The actual
dude.
naming way.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Housing items. I'm sure you've all seen these already. These are prices in the Gamba. The furnishings
These two?
here.
That's
and
all you'll ever see.
all
You
of this.
deserve nothing more.
That's true.
I got every orchestrion roll on my first 3 roll spins, rather.
That's pretty impressive.
New emote.
Oh, I mean, I've got it, but I hate it. But I also love it because it's stupid.
Yeah.
I can't-
I
it's
haven't
so
got
good.
it yet.
10 out of 10 emote to use on Harshafon's grave. Come on.
I've seen that.
I've seen that many times.
Yeah.
I like that it's not even the same phone. I like that we have like 3 different things that can take pictures now. We've got the Tome phone, we've got the Instax camera, and now we've got the Exo tablet.
Yeah.
We got
like-
a lot of digital
We're
tablets in
drugs.
this game, you
We're
know?
drug lords with our burner phones. We're like,
Yeah.
we've got too much tech on hand.
Yeah.
I love making my deals with my Instax camera.
Take a picture with the weed I just sold you.
Yeah. Pose.
Sorry, the Ishgarian salt lick or whatever. That's what I'm selling.
Yeah. For battle system updates, some interesting updates here. Contrast has been adjusted for magic sigils created by enemy attacks in Recollection and Recollection Extreme.
That's really good because a lot of people were having issues seeing the sigils that appeared on the ground in Recollection.
Yeah.
This is a
They were
colorblind
quite-
thing that for some people too, or
Well, they were just actually.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, but even
It was a colorblind thing, but it was bad for people in general.
Yeah, I'm not colorblind, but even I struggled sometimes to see it.
Especially when the AoEs like overlay them.
Yes. Players will also now receive the Echo, Power of the Echo in AAC Light Heavyweight Tier Savage. So there you go. That's the 10%
Why did it
buff.
take until this patch? Why? It feels like the kind of thing that would come with like 7.2.
I know. They're strange.
Yeah.
I feel like you say that, and then the comments are gonna be like, "Actually, it's been like this since beta."
Oh no, I wouldn't be surprised, but just like it's weird.
Yeah,
that it's
yeah.
this late.
And I'm sure we say this exact same thing every time.
But it's late. but it's also not that late. It's only a month after the patch.
Yeah, true. Okay. Cosmic exploration has been added. We are going to talk about it. I don't know what else is there on here.
No Garleans on the moon. Fucked up.
No,
No, there is Garlean collaboration, though, isn't there?
Yeah, it mentions technology, but you don't see any of them.
No.
That's true.
The new dice.
They're really nice.
Yeah.
Metallic ruby red dye is fantastic, but to be honest, also cobalt green and dark blue are really phenomenal dyes.
Yes. They're very nice.
I'm glad these aren't like super saturated like the other set of new dyes they added. It was just like it was so saturated. I could never use it on anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes they work well.
You skip past the gear. Go back up for a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's the Cosmo suit and Star Trek outfit.
Yeah.
The helmet it's very surprising. It works for every race and it accounts for your ears.
It does.
Yeah,
Oh my god. They had money for it. They had them.
I mean, the Star Trek uniform's kind of cool. I don't know about
I really like it.
I don't know about the spacesuit. I mean, it's cool, I guess.
I've chucked it in my
I got that spacesuit already.
Yeah, I got both.
The visor dyes very nice on the spacesuit.
Oh, does it?
Does it?
Yes, the secondary. I saw someone do a cool glam where they had the tech outfit from the Mog Station and then they had like an all black, like blacked out smoky glass front almost for the face visor. It looked really cool. I like it.
The visor also can be removed with the visor function.
Okay, and then the mount, which is massive and obnoxious, but it is there.
There's a black version of that for the
evil minion. Evil minion representing evil content.
Sorry, what did you say, Mel? There's a black one as well?
The black version of that is the reward for 500k in every class.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little disappointed with that, because it's literally the same mount.
Yeah.
It's the Pteranodon of this.
Yeah. And the new
I
minion.
think he's cute. Look at him.
It's a cute little thing.
I mean, yeah,
he's a smile representing the darkness behind him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Those eyes have seen a lot of shit.
Yeah.
He sucks up so much power.
True. The new accessory is the
cute-ish
parasol.
Fine.
Yeah, I like it.
The ears move. The ears move a little.
Yeah,
they do.
Flop a little.
They flop.
I'm very over parasols.
Same. And new faceware. These are cool. They're
glass, really nice, especially the ones on the left, because previously we've had the just solid pink Elton Johns, but these are actually proper see-through.
The Prince nose or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm really impressed with that.
Okay.
They could work in a lot of actual glamours. Really cool.
I don't know if there's anything worth mentioning. I mean, obviously they have Instance Marilla Matorum.
And the new area. The Cosmic Exploration area.
They've also removed Heritage Found's multiple instances. This is... this is big. The launcher has been changed, updated. You need Edge now on your computer, which most of you already do. I mean, you
would have by default.
It comes with your computer if you have Windows. But if you don't have Edge installed for whatever reason, the launcher simply won't work. So do that. I noticed that it had changed because you can see you have that option to see your password in clear text, which we did.
I was worried that had always been there, and I just had never noticed.
No, that was definitely new.
We forgot to put this in the show notes, but this would be worth talking about in regards to it. They did do a follow-up about the launcher.
There's some issues.
I'll post it in our chat as well.
About how the launcher is broken.
Then you may need to repair.
Your
Microsoft Edge installation, but it gives you tools or tips on how to do that.
Well, actually, okay. We have received inquiries about the following errors occurring on the Windows version of the launcher. When starting the launcher, the message failed to initialize browser is displayed and the launcher cannot be started. After starting the launcher, the message an error has occurred. Please try again later appears in the Square Enix ID and password entry fields, preventing access to the game. This symptom appears to occur when Microsoft Edge or Microsoft Edge WebView 2 runtime is corrupted. If this symptom occurs, please try repairing Microsoft Edge or Microsoft Edge WebView 2 runtime. Then they show you how to do it there. Okay, well there you go. There were
Fair,
people had
very
problems.
hidden update. So if you've had that issue, then
Yeah, yeah.
because I
Um,
should be stuck.
other than that, I don't really notice any difference. Maybe it's a little. Well,
Might be
some
slightly
people
snappier.
have speculated that this update to the launcher has been so that they can like.
Detect third-party launches a bit easier.
Yeah, that this is like they're setting the stage for like being able to detect that in the future.
Get
Possibly.
them, Square Enix. I'm okay with that. Destroy them all.
Which, yeah, because Yoshi P said he never wanted to put something in the game that would like read your computer, like in the game itself. Didn't say anything about the launcher, so
you
maybe
forced his hand, degens.
this might be the
No, my BBL.
yeah, this
The
might
BBL's gone now, Rollo. You're gonna have to go back to.
I mean,
this might be the start of something. We don't know any. This is just speculation,
No, we don't.
obviously.
It's
But
Also, you don't need to use a third-party browser or launcher to use mods.
no. But I would assume that the launcher checks the files before it launches. There must be some validation check when you click play game, surely.
You never know.
It might be
no.
able to. No?
I don't think there
Yeah, I
is.
was going
No
to say, I don't think
validation
so.
checks. So how does
No,
it know
that-
what version you're running? Oh, it just reads the manifest.
There's a
probably.
version check.
Yeah.
There's like a checksum, I think.
Okay.
But yeah.
Does
I
the
don't-
checksum not change if you add mods?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
Look, he's setting
Well,
the stage there. He's got
there would be
plans.
ways to circumvent it if that is the case.
Okay. I'm just saying the war might have started, but we just don't
No.
know it yet.
We're going to see
I
something
mean, that's
being
very
caught.
possible, but I don't see how this has done it. This would.
He's
affect
coming
it
for
yet.
your tits. Okay?
Whoa,
I think when we
Yoshi
start
P is
seeing-
coming for your tits.
whoa, hang on.
When we
Yeah,
start
that-
seeing the kernel stuff, like kernel level additions to the launcher, I think that's when we'll have to worry about that. But I think as of now, not too much.
Fish out those old teats. All right.
God.
Cheaters. No.
Anyways.
Rollo doesn't know the reference, by
No,
the way.
it's fine.
No, you just.
Most viewers will not get this either, but you know.
Obscure speakers meme. Be
yeah.
there on our weekday streams, guys.
Okay. Cosmic exploration. It's happening. It's here.
It's not just happening, it's happened.
Oh,
It has happened.
are we going to leave? Are we going to leave the issues?
I thought
until
we'd
the
yeah.
end?
Let's go through cosmic exploration, and then we'll go
Okay.
through the issues. Yeah.
What a time.
Let's talk about our experiences with cosmic exploration. We've all played it, I'm assuming, but we've all had different experiences because we play on different servers. Mela and I played we played on the launch. Mela played
Yeah.
before me. Mela, you've been going really hard on this
I've
content.
gone very hard, yeah. I've completed 2 relics.
Yeah, I realized the first day that I have to chill on this one because this is gonna be a long, slow burn.
Yeah,
for
but
me.
it was
This is-
it was just so good on day one, though. It was just like
Yeah.
ultimate relaxation.
Yeah, but then
don't
everything
think-
released
I
at
mean,
once.
maybe-
So
Also, maybe the earlier ones are relaxing. I don't know if I find the later, the later
A
missions
ranks-
is relaxing.
No, the A ranks are perfect as long as you've got food and then you've got all your macros and you like it's all lined up and you cozy.
I don't want to
This
do
one's this
expert
one.
level crafts, dog. I'm being real.
That's how I view it, Rollo.
Yeah.
And the fact,
Force them.
the fact that they give you a special action that lets you turn normal crafts into expert crafts
You
temporarily.
don't need that either.
When I craft, I'm being real here. I use the online solver. All right.
Yeah,
I am not
Raphael.
built for this. I don't want to do that.
oh yeah.
But there's an equivalent of every A rank between all the classes. So once you've got, it's simply 10 or so macros, and once you've got them all set
Simply.
up, and you've got your Ronake steak, and then you're fine. You
This
just
is the
get
kind
on
of
with it.
content Mela loves, but
I've enjoyed
No.
it. The
Yeah,
only thing
I-
I've not enjoyed is I've literally just taken a big juicy bite of my Ronake steak. I've only got 40 minutes on it.
yeah.
And I've just started quite a difficult 3-parter. It's going to take me at least 5 minutes to get through whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mech Ops started,
Yeah.
but I want to join in, but I don't want to waste my food.
Mm.
It's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You're an
Fair
Omnicrafter.
enough.
Make that steak again.
Culinarian is the one crafter that I've not leveled.
Oh damn!
What?
That's the.
Why?
I know.
I
Rolla.
don't know.
This has been
I
the
don't
weirdest
know.
part because that's the big money maker. Like that's
I
the one you
know.
should always have leveled.
I
should
think
do
it
that.
was because early on, Rollo, I realized that I needed about 7 ingredients to make a pie crust, and then another 7 more ingredients to
remember,
make a pie out of that pie crust. And I just thought, it's too many ingredients. I don't have the
I
space
agree.
for.
I agree that it sucks, but now remember after the updated, like
No,
the
I'm up
same,
to
you get
Moogles.
3 now every time you make 1.
Yeah.
So it is worth it. Now.
Also, there are once you get to 50, there are society quests that will make it significantly easier.
Yeah,
I can cap it now if I have put the time to it.
you should do that.
All on the moon.
I will say that.
And
Yeah, go on first.
I was just gonna say, and if you're that desperate, you can do the exile quests as well.
That too.
Oh, yeah, I'm over. I'm over.
Enjoy
50,
those.
thank God.
What level is
I've done Moogle.
What level?
Like late 50s, early 60s.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
So you're not that far away. Okay.
I can just try, but I've not been on it for a while. I seem to have lost my trousers and a few other bits of gear along the way, so I'm not well prepared anymore.
Is that your only crafter left?
Yeah.
Oh my lord. It's so
Such a
strange.
decision.
It is
Yeah,
strange,
it is
isn't it?
strange.
I don't know why.
Yeah, no.
I know why I've left fishing because I'm gonna. That's gonna be a whole end game for me of just like trying to.
Well, that's his retirement plan.
That's my
Yeah.
retirement plan. But culinarian, I don't know why.
I will
I just really
say,
didn't like it.
I guess so.
I find fishing relaxing normally, Mailer. Cosmics, the quests for fishing once you get to the higher ranks, not relaxing.
Oh no, I imagine they're not.
You have 6 minutes to fish up this specific fish, and it requires you to get fish eyes, so you need to catch 3 of this other fish first.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh my
god,
Lord.
the time it's getting closer to the gold star ranking. I'm gonna do it before we get to 2 minutes 20 seconds left.
No. No.
All right, no, I need to hear from the leave man about this. Okay, Luke Hill, what's your opinion on this being the leave content?
I think if this is the perfect iteration of leaves, you have them available at all times, like you don't have to go to some stupid counter
Leave meat.
to a leave meet. You just have them. You start
Agreed.
it just works. You do the thing, and then you just report wherever you are. You get the reward.
Agreed.
Done.
Yeah.
If Tamika had made Cosmic Exploration, you would have 99 Cosmo leaves or whatever they would just, and you'd only be able to do 99, and then you'd have to wait like what was it, 8 hours for one to replenish? I can't remember. Some shit.
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah, it was worse.
3 every 12 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, it's insanity.
Those timers are rough too on everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never failed one, but I feel like I've gotten like within 30 seconds of failing one.
Yeah.
Some of them are tough.
Yeah.
Some of them are tough. But I like that. Some people thought this was meant to be baby's first crafting rodeo. This is
felt like
difficult.
that. I really did think that was what we were gonna get.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I wasn't
what
expecting
Ishgard
it.
ones
was.
are tough.
Yeah.
That's what Ishgard was, to be fair. The expert
No,
stuff is
Ish-
pretty optional.
The expert stuff.
Well, it was a bit optional, yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't think it should be. Also, Ishgard was so much worse than this because of the diadem mixture with. You had to collect your own ingredients to then do the crafts.
We have to say that
Very
too.
important.
That's why
This
these
is
are
so
the
much
best
better.
in terms of crafting leaves. You just get the ingredients.
It's so much
just
better.
there, and then you do them. And if you fail, they disappear. It's just everything.
And
when
it's
you're
all
done,
in your Cosmo inventory.
It's all in your Cosmo inventory. You'd never have to worry about inventory management, which in Ishgard Restoration was the worst because you had like
miserable.
double up with like you had the what did you have? You had to go get them like appraised
You had to
or
get
whatever.
graded.
Yeah,
they was in
graded.
5s. So if you had 6, you would be left with you'd have 2 inventory spaces taken up.
Yeah.
And you can only trade the approved ones, so you just had to either gather more or throw the other ones away.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have gatherers, you had to buy them on the market board.
Mm-hmm.
Why should there have to be this additional market? I mean, fair enough, you can make some money, but it's just unfair.
You can still make money off the
There
gamba.
was enough thing,
so
yeah. The Cosmos suit's like 2 million. And all the other stuff's going to be a lot.
Well, you can make money off the gamba, and I think you'll be indefinitely able to make money off the dyes.
Yes, that too.
The really rare dyes are gamba as well, the metallics, and they're worth like 30k a pop at the moment.
Yeah,
which is quite a lot.
Yeah,
I got the outfit like twice, by the way. I was surprised. Like, oh, damn.
I got the outfit twice, and I've tried to sell it. I've not seen if it actually sold, but
I have not got any.
How much was it selling for?
it was a good couple million.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I saw it for $2 million, but that was like 2 days after it's already been out.
Yeah, yeah. The price is probably going to drop, and then slowly, as people stop doing this, it'll go back up again. So
Increase again. Yeah.
If the Firmament had adopted the Firmament inventory, maybe I wouldn't have such a strong criticism against the idea of gathering your own stuff as well. But this is just,
I think this is perfect
because
there's already so much happening that's kind of a hassle in cosmic exploration. I don't need inventory management and gathering my resources on top of that, because you have so little time.
If I'm here to only level Carpenter and get the Carpenter relic, why should I have to go on to Miner and Botanist and Fisher to gather shit for it?
Yeah.
And then I run out halfway through, so I have to go back and gather them. But they have timers on. Like, it just wouldn't work. This is really well thought out.
Let's talk about the relic, because that was kind of surprising how easy they've sort of made that process. Because I like how it works. Because you opt into that, you don't opt in.
You can't opt out.
That relic is progressing whether you like it or not, baby.
It's happening.
So I know, I hate it.
Yeah.
The only way you wouldn't be able to progress it is if you brute force yourself to not use researching.
Well, no.
Yeah.
This is what I imagine Rollo's done. He's ignored it, and he's capped forever at 500 on every stat.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean,
like
that.
It's clever for new people because you gain. It's every 10 levels. Well, it's like level 1, 30, 50, and then every 10 or something.
Yeah.
So really nice for new people. Bit rubbish for level 100s because all of them are a waste of time, including the relic.
Yeah.
But it gives you a plus 35% bonus to your lunar credit. So while you're on the moon, it's the same stats as an HQ Everseeker's tool. Plus 6 CP.
Yeah.
Minus 5 materia slots.
Yes.
So it's not better, but it's pretty good. And if you don't care about, if you've not got an Everseeker's HQ, get this relic.
Yeah, and it's also the first stage of.
It's the first stage. It's going to be the best by the end, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's 9 steps.
Well, that's normally the case.
Yeah.
You get an armory bonus for completing one, which makes the rest quicker. I understand that this.
You don't even have to complete it. It's only as soon as it's higher than the others. I think.
True.
Oh,
maybe.
Okay.
But it's once you've capped one, it's plus 50%, and then I think after a couple more, it goes up again. But it's not every single relic.
Okay. Well,
that's neat.
Very generous.
That's nice.
Never going to do that, but
and it's also not in your face. It just works in the background. You know, you can progress on it without really knowing that you are, and then you just suddenly that icon flashes, and you're like, oh.
You can also pre-cap the last stage, so when the next one comes out, you should be able to do the first step instantly.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's nice. No visual effect, but it is the first.
It's the first step.
It's the first step. It's very rare for the first step to have a visual effect.
Yeah.
They look okay. They don't look that crazy, but the effect hopefully will be cool.
Yeah.
Just, no real complaints about any part of...
Well, we have to talk about...
Oh, sorry, there is.
Critical engagement or whatever, the big... No, sorry,
it's just called Fate.
Fate.
It's just called a Fate,
Well, let's talk about the normal fates first, and we'll work our way
mech
up.
Ops.
The mech ops first.
Mech ops is the most common.
Yeah.
And then Fate. Mech ops are the best one, probably, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Outside of the end part of them.
I think mech ops would be the best if they weren't so frequent.
Yeah, they are very frequent.
And there's only 2? Is it 2 different
ones?
There's
only 2.
There's only 2 that exist right now.
But there will be more.
Yeah.
In this stage in general?
That's Mela hoping out loud right now. But I
because the map has a lot of points of interest, I find it hard to believe.
But some of those points of interest are used for gatherers.
That's true.
Yeah.
I hope there's more than these 2.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
I like them a bit. But I've done...
They're straightforward.
I have rocks and burned sponges.
Yeah, they're very straightforward. You understand what you have to do. But I have one major criticism about this content, and that is that it has a bar that fills. So you have to pick up items, bring them to the deposit, or the, whatever, the extraction thing. And as if you've done fates in 14 before, you recognize this is essentially the same as pick up items delivered to the guy, and then the fate progresses. However, you get like 10 points for like if you're just a little guy and you're killing or destroying sponges or whatever, and then you get like, I don't know how much, but like a much higher multiplier when you deliver them.
Yeah, it'll maybe doubles it. I don't know, but it's
it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. And so when the bar hits full in overworld content, the fate will usually announce. Well, normally the fate will announce.
Normally, yeah.
Yeah, everything's been delivered. You have a minute to go deliver what you have. In this content, ends immediately. And so if
that feels maybe like an oversight, because that's probably not a good idea.
No,
it's also not how we'll talk about when we get to the final fates.
Yeah,
that's not how they work. They give you a minute to finish, even though there's not really any benefit to that.
No.
Yeah.
No, there's no benefit to that.
The sponges much better as ground support than the crystals. The drill is so much worse feeling to use than the flamethrower.
Yes.
You can never cancel the drill. You just stand there for a few seconds. And then if you have to try and aim between the rocks to try and hit a few.
Okay, the drill takes longer and it has a smaller hitbox than the flamethrower, it feels.
Yeah, the flamethrower is like a nice wide arc. I think the drill's like a small circle.
It's all client side though, which is nice. So you don't worry about people sniping your.
There's no of them are individual.
For ground support, it's client sided.
Is it?
If you're a mech, it is not. You do have to compete,
but
it still feels good.
As a mech, your contribution's in the thousands rather than the 10, so you're not going to.
Yeah.
Drilling the crystals and blasting them with lasers is very fun. I can't speak for the sponges. Running them over.
Being truck and running them over is great because you vroom forwards.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes.
Okay. Next level.
Only issue with them, is the what Nikhil said.
Well, I do see someone in chat saying that you deliver automatically. I don't.
No,
think that's true. I have not seen my score. Unless
you gain contribution naturally by doing it, but if you deliver, you gain additional contribution.
Like I said,
because you're capped at 20.
When you break
so 20 is
something,
200.
When you break something, you get 10 contribution. I checked it while we were doing it. You get like 10, or maybe it was 20. I don't remember. It's 10. It's very low. And then when you deliver, I get up in the hundreds in contribution. So you can, if you never deliver, you only do the sponges or the rocks, you can get gold. Because eventually you'll have, I think you still get contribution even if you're full. So you just break the rock.
It's not just also about the contribution. It's about if someone comes a little bit late, it gives them the chance to get their contribution.
That's
to
primarily
point to get gold.
Yeah. Yes. If you make if you're not there when it starts, especially with the piss crystals, because I feel like that fate maybe it takes longer to like break the rocks or something. It feels like you don't have enough time.
Absolutely does.
Yeah.
The drill takes longer and it hits less.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, I think it's easier for the mechs to contribute during that one as well.
They destroy everything quickly.
Yeah. So there you go. So maybe add like the 1 minute timer at the end. Yeah. That would be nice.
If you've already hit your contribution, you teleport away.
Yeah.
But if you come a bit late, it gives you that chance. There's no downside to it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, moving up a level, we got Red Alert. Which is not very frequent.
It's about every 4 hours.
Yep.
Yeah, Red Alert.
Yeah. Where do we start with that? So Red Alert is...
This is that one with you've probably seen the screenshots with the 2 bars at the top. It splits by class. So 2 sets of people have to contribute to win. And once both bars are filled, it runs the timer out, so it's like 15 minutes or something overall.
Yeah. 20 actually.
20 minutes overall.
Yeah.
It gives you an absolute shit ton of EXP for your research and Cosmo Lunar credits. Sorry. You can be getting like 100 a pop on the gatherers.
Yes.
And they're fast. but it's also annoying because you have to travel to potentially very disparate locations.
That is another criticism there, because again, I love cosmic exploration, but they need to be clearer to make it more clear where you need to go. I mean, obviously, you can just open the map, hover over, and it'll show you where you need to go. They also say it in the text box above, I think. But there's maybe have the I don't know. I don't even know why they've done it this way. Why they've spread them
if
out.
you mouse over them in the map, it does tell you which ones
That's what I said.
are relevant.
You can do that.
Oh, okay.
But the first time we did this, I didn't know that was a thing. I just saw a marker on the map and just ran there. I remember Mela was there with. I think we did it together, and it was very confusing the first time we played it. It should be.
And I wasn't
clearer.
sure if I could deliver in both points, and I was running around between. It was a little confusing, but once you get into it,
once you know, it's easy. But yeah,
you're always going to get a good contribution because of the timer.
Yes,
so you should be fine.
Yeah,
it is very funny seeing other people make that mistake though. When when you know there's a lone crafter in the sea of gatherers. Furiously
literally
crafting.
me on the first time. I was sitting there gathering between all the miners running back and forth. And then I was going to deliver. And it's this is for a different. I don't remember what it says when it's this is for a different objective or whatever. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Opening the map and then realizing I have to go all the way across the map to get to my location.
And sprint and jump.
That's what I was going to say. What do you think of but just quickly, what do you think of the choice for Stellar Sprint and Stellar Return? So sprint here is just a toggle, and then you can always return to the center of the map.
Yeah, I do like that.
I don't mind it.
There's no mounts.
Yogi that we spoke of that we sometimes toggle it on and off because that's the natural reaction to sprint.
I do that all the time. Yeah.
But I would rather it just be something that happens when you teleport into the moon then.
I'd rather it just be ground mounts at the least.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know why you can't just mount up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just for visibility or something because there's so many fucking people.
They have ways to. I'm sure they have ways to force you to dismount within the habit sphere or whatever. If they don't want you to just stand on mounts in the main area.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be an issue.
Or maybe you unlock it if you.
It could be a later stage.
You can, that'd be kind of interesting if you unlock it later.
Yeah.
That does bring me to one point though. Again, they have done the thing I don't like where progress is just it's for everybody. Someone new coming in will just see everything done, or we'll see
they've made
got the
choice on that with the
show you the development.
That's not. I don't want that.
Well,
though.
they have made
want it to be able to.
Yeah, I understand what you mean, but they have at least tried because there's a video log thing now where you can read about all the updates that they've made and click the watch the cutscene. I don't know what else they can do with this kind of content, which
unless
is community
you want an
based.
Individual progression thing in an overworld zone, which would be quite difficult for them.
But that's
Island
it's like Shadowbringers.
server.
They did it with Shadowbringers.
When did they do it with Shadowbringers?
They changed the lighting options in zones.
And they've made.
No, but that's different though because
but that's lighting. That's not the topography of the world.
No, but this you have to think about what this content is. It is progressed by the community. The community moves this plot forward. I don't know if.
The Dome and Enclave, as far as I remember,
it's a different vibe as well.
But I think it had blocked off areas where the buildings would go anyway to stop you going there.
Yeah.
This has areas where you can run, but later on will become inaccessible.
Yeah. I just don't.
So you'd see people running through buildings.
This has rankings online, so I don't know how this would even work if it had
I understand the thought process, but at the end of the day,
it's an impossible.
If you don't see it, you missed out.
Yeah, it's that simple.
But I think that's what just makes it a little slightly unappealing to some. Is that okay? This is just that. It will be dead eventually. The
firmament's not.
No, apparently the firmament is still active, but
you won't have the sense of progression at all.
That's true.
You'll miss out on all the community stuff.
There is an end date to this.
Yeah. But I feel like there could have been a way to design this to work around that to have it more perpetual. I know that Ishgard Restoration has the ongoing Fits or whatever.
Yeah,
Fates.
It's just Fates, but with weird
Fits.
Well, it's a different it's a different language that it's from. It's French.
It's French. Yeah. It's just Fits.
Ishgard Fits.
It's just like a minor
I
thing.
know
It's
what
the,
you
it's
mean.
the same thing with Mordona, right?
Yeah.
It is the same. Like you can't see Mordona how it was, and there is no progression for you in the story anymore.
If you're a new
I
player, it
understand-
feels like you've lost out on something. I get it.
I understand it more with Mordona because that's something that's just it feels like something you had no control over. This one, it feels like you can contribute, and because you're contributing, it's nice to see the development yourself.
Yeah, Mordona or Revenant's Toll just happened patchwise. Same with Idle
That
Fire.
Mordona, I think that is the kind of content that could have been
Bearing
made.
in mind it's a crafting hub as well.
Yeah.
It was where Arena is. It has all of the master book people and everything. The quests for the Lucis tools or whatever they were called. Like it's got a
Yes,
lot of
that's
crafting
correct.
stuff there.
Yeah.
It should have been this.
Yeah.
Mordona should have been the first one of this.
Too advanced for the time.
Well, yeah, I agree.
I think they were doing so much to pump out other content. They didn't have time to think about that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
There's that little sense of dread in the back of my head. It's like,
You
this
know what?
content does have an end date.
I kind of agree with you, but because with Ishgard, I felt the actual dread when I knew that I was going to miss, one of those big, the progression things. Here, I don't care. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just older and don't care anymore. But like this, this a moon base. Why do I care?
I feel that a little bit because the way you progress is.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the big.
I've done
Before we
every
do that-
single
Okay,
one.
Georgi, hold on. Yeah, Georgi.
I was just going to say, can we quickly finish up on Red Alerts? What do you think of them overall?
Oh yeah.
I think that they are. So there's three sets of red alerts you can get, and a little speaker's tip. First time round, do every single one you can because there are stellar progressions for that.
And they also
successes.
Each weather effect has ones for each job.
That's
So they
true.
might have different ones next time you do it.
There's
Yeah.
specific. Yeah, there's weather. They're very hard. The weather. I don't hate red alerts, but I feel like now I've done all three sets. I feel like the crafts in the red alerts are all the same. Every single craft is the same.
Yeah.
And you have to do three of each. Like you have to do 3 HQs of the exact same rotation every single time.
Yeah.
I'm a little over them, but they're really good XP and Lunar credits, so
Yeah, they are.
I'm not too.
They are
bothered
worth
either.
doing for that.
They're worth doing. If one's up, I'll do it now.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd log on for one anymore.
Well, see, this is.
I got
Yeah, Rolla.
the also they go too quickly, as in they progress to be started. Like they fill the bar too quickly. Like
It's the
first,
gatherers.
Especially the Gatherer one. Always the first.
No, I mean like the timer to where you hit the threshold. We're like, okay, now we're doing the red thing, or whatever. Because I remember I logged in on the first day. Well, I was at work, so I got home at like 6 p.m. Eastern, and I get on. And I'm like, there's nothing. Like there's no there was no mech fates or whatever. There was no red alerts. Nothing for the rest of the evening. And I
For
was
the
like,
rest of the evening.
yeah.
What is that based
I thought
on?
that was.
Maybe that was an issue.
That was an issue. We'll talk about that.
Oh, that's
afterwards.
one of the issues, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's a
gotcha.
bug.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that what?
It's not supposed to. On Ragnarok, there's no fucking. You barely have time to do like 4 leaves before it's some fucking fate or some red alert shit going
Yeah.
on. It's constant.
Sometimes too much happening.
Yeah.
Sometimes when it bugs out, that's a relief.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm there to do 40 minutes of A rank crafts. I don't want to be interrupted constantly.
No. Yeah. It was a bit much.
It kind of has the Bosnia problem almost.
Yeah,
Where
a
it's
little
like,
bit.
it's a little bit too much. There's a little downtime, I guess, except for that one just bugged evening for me, I guess. Where
Yeah.
it's just like, is this it? I'm just crafting and there's nothing going on.
Because that's my argument against like the difference between Ishgard Restoration and this content is that it feels like there's always something happening, not just the progression thing, but like red alerts, fates, and then you all have these endless leaves that you can work on. In Ishgard Restoration, I feel like when Ishgard Restoration
The
hit
only event.
the end,
The
it
only
was
events
over.
were and also the only events in Ishgard Restoration were the phase upgrades.
Yes, phase upgrades and then the fate. Or did the fates come? The fates happened in the
fates came at the end.
They came at the end. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
So
that's the ongoing ones.
Yeah.
Or the forever ones or whatever.
You can ignore the mech ops, but if you ignore a red alert, you're
You're missing out on a lot. Yeah.
You're
But red alerts are much less frequent. I don't feel as
They
bad
are.
about.
But mech ops is like,
mech ops
Go
is
on.
constant. I don't honestly. I don't do them much anymore.
but that's good. We're saying that's a bad thing. That's good,
no.
actually.
Everyone gets to
it's
participate.
Good. Yes, because
Yeah.
Mela is on 23 hours a day crafting.
I wish.
So of course he's going to get tired of it, but if you play this like 1 or 2 hours a day, it's nice that you get like maybe a couple of fates in and maybe a red alert.
That's true.
Okay, so let's talk then about the progression fate. The what's the official name for
They're
that?
called fates.
They're just called fates.
They're just called fates.
They're just
Yeah.
called fates.
Join fate.
Okay, the first
What do you
one.
have to say?
I've not been able to.
Well,
I've joined all four.
Don't
and
feel
I probably
bad.
have to
don't
say
feel
that
bad.
in all of the history of Final Fantasy XIV, these are probably the most in-depth, interesting, lore-filled activities I've participated in.
Well,
Okay.
let's be real. The first one was decent, right? It felt like
The first one was okay.
we're sweeping up moon dust and we're like repairing,
we're hoovering
we're
the
building
moon.
things. Yeah, and there were different stations. You didn't have all.
You just went in a loop.
Yeah,
The 40-minute timer didn't not scare you, but like fill you with a little bit of dread for what was to come.
I thought it was going a little slow on the first one. I was like, this is a bit much. We're about 10 minutes in now, and we're about not even halfway.
yeah.
I ended with like 127 contribution
For the moon dust one. Okay.
for the Moondust one. I was like, oh my god.
But
I am obviously the best player on Ragnarok.
and
right
that
now.
was not great, right? The first one's like, okay,
No, didn't like that.
in Ishgard Restoration, there was like you went through phases where you did like you cut the boards and you know whatever.
But Ishgard Restoration,
It was
you
also-
were lucky to get gold by the end, like during the peak.
It was also much faster.
Yes, it was
fast.
that too. It was too
They
fast.
haven't found a happy medium.
Yeah.
This is too slow.
I
Well,
understand that
I
they
think
gave it an
they've
extended
gone-
timer for people because before it was the FOMO maker in Ishgard Restoration where people had to like set a timer so they could, or like an alarm in the middle of the night so they could like get it before work or whatever. It feels a little more fair for people to like have time to get in and do it. But by the second one, where you have to do the fucking batteries and the
That's a good
the
that's-
rover or whatever, the drone.
And that's all it's been since.
Rover,
Oh, exciting.
Rollo, it's
pick up the
it
battery,
goes.
charge the battery, return the battery.
That's it. You go to a drone, pick up their battery, go to a charger, charge the battery, take the battery, put the battery back in the
And those
drone.
3 clicks is one contribution. So I only got
One.
like
Oh my god.
40 something, 50 contribution.
Well, my favorite part
And then I
was
know-
was yesterday when Goblin was getting into stage 4, and I was there all 40 minutes, and we got so close, but all of America was mostly asleep still. So I did 90 contributions of
Oh,
battery changes for these stupid rovers to fail.
Yeah.
that means Georgi did 270 clicks.
Yeah.
And do you know what really pisses me off?
What?
The
Yeah.
dancers. The people who jump in the rover truck and just dance and do the like green jump.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Get down the thing and contribute to society.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
on the moon, people.
No neats on the moon.
Yeah, it's disgusting behavior.
So,
I-
yeah, go on. Gigi.
I don't understand how they can make mech ops and even red alerts more fun than this. Why is the part that is supposed to be most exciting the most torturous?
Do you think it's to like reduce FOMO? Because I will tell you,
maybe.
if you missed out on
Maybe.
all of this, you haven't
You've missed
missed
nothing.
anything.
And sure, the good part is once you finish it and it teleports you, you can see the
You get a
fruits of your
cutscene.
labour, you get nothing. You get literally nothing. You get 2 rooms where you can walk in.
But this
and there's some
explains.
rations on the wall.
This actually
Oh, wow.
explains why this
does.
video log is so good, because it shows you the only reward, which is
Exactly.
the cutscene
The only
showing the
bit you
finished
need.
product, and that's what you get. If you
There's
miss
no
it, you can just
missing
go
out.
watch
There's
the
literally no
cutscene,
missing
because that's
out.
what we got. We walked back and forth putting a battery in a rover for like 40 minutes, and then we got a cutscene. That's it. So you haven't missed out on anything. Also, the one good thing about being there live is when the fate is over and everyone gets teleported out of the base, and then you sprint ahead.
Yeah.
Just sprint as fast as you can. Get ahead and turn around and watch as hundreds of players just swarm the base. That's
pretty fun.
That's the only fun thing about it. Okay.
They could have just made a variation of the actions you do in Mech Ops, and then people wouldn't feel left out, and also it wouldn't be as unfun.
Right.
Why not turn us into the mini rovers and we go around repairing things ourselves?
Right.
That's too fun.
Sorry.
Well, I feel like I see that's why they've made $1, because not everyone will be able to.
Yeah, I know.
The
That's
fate.
why I mean. That's why I suggested make it a variation of something else that's already doable. So it's not like people are feeling left out, but also it doesn't kill the enjoyment of the people doing it.
Right. Yeah.
It's really all like they've got the one that's too quick and really, really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Then they've got the middle ground one, which gives good rewards, but it's a bit boring. And then they've got this, which gives you nothing of value. Gives you some, like, maybe a bit of Cosmo cred.
You get lunar credit. You get quite a bit of lunar credits. I
think
remember
it's 1,500.
exactly. Yeah, which is good. And if you're leveling, you get a lot of XP.
Well, that might be red alerts.
I think. That's red alerts give you 1,500. I don't remember what you get from these.
I don't remember. Might be
fates.
that. Might be
I don't think it was that high.
Might be some Cosmo cred. It's whatever.
Yeah.
It's just not very good.
No. But Gacha, what do you think of Gacha?
Oh,
it's quite fun.
It's basic, and that's what we like. We like basic gamba, baby.
I like it more than the Ishgard gambling minigame, the little lottery ticket thing.
Yeah, because you get to watch the
I
little
like the
wheels spin.
UI for that though.
Yeah.
Quite nicely done.
was
But
nice.
this one's good. Sometimes you get a gamba where it's 2 rewards, so it's like 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get one with like 7 or 8.
Well,
Sometimes you just get the thing is you're gambling also on getting like the rewards actually popping up too.
Yeah.
a good roll, yeah. Because there's the wheels in the top, I think is the top right corner. They have either 1, 2, 3, or 4 stars, and that, like, depending on how high the star ranking is, will alter the rate of good rewards, and also just how likely you are to get them, or if they even exist.
Yeah.
Feels so bad getting 2 bad wheels.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I get my money back?
There are often, when you get bad wheels, there's often one that at least has a metallic die or something decent enough to aim for.
Yeah.
I have far too many fireworks and crafters delineations, which are a Heavensward relic.
Yeah.
No one crafts with delineations anymore for the 2 skills they use.
3.
Wow.
Maybe you should consider you need a little extra bump on your
No one.
crafts, bro.
The crafters
one uses
delineations are actually quite useful if you don't macro.
They are great if you're doing a really hard craft. Absolutely.
They're
But
great.
I
I don't even remember what the skills are because I haven't used those
they like
since.
force.
I mean, I don't have them on my bar.
I think they force certain conditions,
Okay. Yeah.
and just they're pretty strong skills, but
They just consume the
they consume
actual
an item, so you can't make a rotation with them unless you
Right.
have stacks of delineations.
Mm-hmm.
They're
pretty
hard to
shit.
get though. So you could.
They
craft
used to be
consistently.
hard to get. Like, I'm not paying scripts, wasting scripts on delineations.
They're
Okay.
very cheap now.
We have to start wrapping up. Actually, we're running out of time, but
Okay.
we need to talk about the issues as well. Is there anything else we want to
Sure,
talk
sure,
about,
sure.
like cosmic exploration, like as a con?
Uh,
Well, I mean, I think this is
good.
great content, and I'm taking
I've
my
seen-
time with it. So I'm gonna use. It's gonna last a while.
I've seen some people that don't like it, but I feel like maybe they're just kind of people that don't like crafting.
That's
Or maybe they
possible.
hate leaves.
Oh yeah.
If you
I'll
don't
be
like
honest.
crafting,
I don't
this
like
isn't
it.
for you.
You don't like it, Roland?
Whoa!
No, I don't like it at
Hold
all.
on.
But I mean, I think it's the best version of Ishgard Restoration,
Okay.
which I liked okay enough. But now I'm just like, I don't want to do expert crafts, man. I don't.
Well, you don't have to. I mean,
you don't. But I'm just like,
Rollo, just
just get the macros.
Be
And
better.
it's so easy. It's you know.
I kind
except
of
when you get
use
the.
extra
Can I
help.
just say, okay. Some of the recipes are cruel.
Oh,
they were cruel.
very hard.
They're like,
Yes.
yeah, this one has 700 quality. Oh, great! It has 20,000 progress. So you're like, none of your old
25
macros work.
durability.
Yeah, 20 durability. The one
The
that
20 durability one's
that
tough.
one's insane.
But you know what?
I hope you have manipulation.
Yeah.
Go back and do those fucking job quests.
Yeah.
Or crafting
Oh,
quests.
God.
If you're not level 100 with good gear, and you've obviously finished, you got all the abilities. Don't do the rank.
No.
Doing A rank is hard. I will say doing the lower level ones while you're leveling much easier than when they're all synced to level 100.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's fair.
Yeah, but I accept it's not for me.
That's fair.
I don't like it, but I do miss Island Sanctuary a little bit.
Well,
Doing this, I'm like, man, I wish I was whipping some mammoths.
Oh my god.
Well,
okay.
now you're being whipped by the Loporits.
I know.
The-
The
yeah.
weavers
Become
become
the
the
mam-
bee.
The whippy.
Okay, 3 out of 4 speakers then approve of cosmic exploration.
I'm glad it's here.
Yeah,
Rollo at least agrees that it's the best version as well.
it's the best version of this type of content then. Okay, let's talk about some of the issues because there are some pretty unique issues that have occurred that have come out of this
Makes
content.
sense because this is the first time there's this type of thing
Yes.
to a certain extent.
Yes. This was posted on the Lodestone. We would like to inform you regarding the confirmed issues related to cosmic exploration as well as frequently inquired topics. So, known issues. For stellar missions in which ethereal reduction is carried out, the automatic ethereal reduction window may fail to close if the stellar mission objective is completed while the reduction is in progress. If this
I haven't had that, thankfully.
If this issue occurs, performing a stellar return will make it possible to close the window. If during cosmic exploration, the time between the issuance of a mech op directive and the start of the operation would be shortened under certain conditions. Strange. During cosmic exploration, the standard synthesis, quick synthesis, and trial synthesis can be performed while a crafter's stellar mission is in progress.
Oh.
Oh. Well, that sounds like
As in, they can just craft while the mission's going, but that's fine.
Yeah, well, that's
I mean,
not
pointless to do.
Oh, that's another good thing about cosmic exploration that I like, is that once you've accepted a mission, pressing N, which is your recipe window, will only open the quest.
Does it?
Yes. It will only show you that, so you don't
I
have to...
didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
It's
That's
very
useful.
nice. Okay, other frequently received inquiries. During minor/botanist stellar missions, mineral deposits and quarries/mature trees and lush vegetation patches are not being displayed. Based on the
That's not
details of the on the inquiries and received videos, it appears that the cause is likely due to the effects of prospect and triangulate expiring, which are used to make the mineral deposits and quarries/mature trees and lush vegetation patches visible. We believe there is the possibility that when participating in mech ops and switching to the dedicated hotbar and repeatedly performing the mech op specific actions may cause the prospect and triangulate actions to be mistakenly executed when switching back to the regular hotbar after the mech ops has ended, thereby disabling their effects. We are continuing to investigate whether this issue is due to some other cause, but if mineral deposits and quarries/mature trees and lush vegetation patches are not being displayed, please check whether the prospect and triangulate effects are active. If they are inactive, please try executing the prospect and triangulate actions, or switch to a different job, and then switch back to minor/botanist, as this will automatically activate these effects.
That's fair.
Yep. During minor/botanist stellar missions, certain required items for the mission cannot be obtained. That sounds like a big issue.
Good.
Based on the details of the inquiries, it appears that some players are unaware that after gathering, ethereal reduction is required to obtain the specified items for the stellar missions. Whoops. We believe this is due to an issue with the display of the duty list, which may have led to confusion. We will
That's not a
review
known
addressing
issue.
this.
That's just idiocy.
Idiocy. Okay.
Yeah.
We will review addressing this in a future patch.
That's funny.
Okay, then they list the quests that require ethereal reduction.
One issue that isn't here, but early today when Ragnarok had its progress fate,
Yeah.
and some of us were doing it. Our good friend Zionir was doing it, and once the mission had finished, he started a stellar mission craft, and it made him not get teleported with everyone else. And then when he finished the craft, he did get teleported, and then he was no longer able to actually craft, and he had to turn the game off.
What?
And load it back up. So there's some issues there that maybe he should report, because apparently they don't know it.
It's such a specific condition that I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised that it wouldn't have turned up during QA.
Yeah,
That's
very
weird.
strange.
The craft.
Well, this
You gotta
is
be careful.
this is new content. So
I mean,
we're
how fucking eager was he to start crafting and as soon as the fate ended?
I know, right?
God.
So sweaty.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's patch 7.21 and Cosmic Exploration.
I like it.
Lots of content for those that are.
Can't wait for the other part of 7.2.
That's in 2 weeks.
That
3?
No, end of May.
End of May. 4 weeks.
For that new thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking the stellar missions, this type of UI interaction, whatever you want to call it, would be also perfect for a type of daily quests in the new. You just have a UI,
Yes.
grab it, do it.
Yeah.
I think they should
Maybe.
expand on this in whatever they're
Maybe,
called. Crescent.
there'll be leaves in Occult Crescent.
I think that would be super cool.
Battle League.
And it's
We
so easy
proposed
to
this.
do.
My beloved.
We did,
proposed
yeah.
this back in Eureka.
Yeah, we did. Maybe.
It should be a daily zone.
Yeah.
A zone for daily quests.
That would be exciting.
It'd be
but
really good.
Yeah. Okay, well then, we have reached the end of the line for this episode of Speakers of Eidolon. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Remember to follow us on all our socials, SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersXIV, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, exclamation Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord server, and if you're watching on demand, links in the description. Stay tuned if you're watching live, because the post-show is coming up, and we will be continuing our journey in near, far, wherever you are, so you don't want to miss that. See you there. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.